seemed like you and Cam had a nice connection going on today at practice. What's the process been like with Cam, just getting to know him on and off the field?
I think it's been that where we're still just trying to get to know each other. Just like I am with all my new teammates, but specifically with a guy that distributes the football. Just kind of getting to know each other as people on the field, off the field, and trying to build a rapport. That's what I'm doing also with Hoy and Stid, but those guys have been around, so it's been it's been one of those things where I gotta catch up with Cam.
Julian Edelman, Super Bowl 53 MVP when Tom Brady was the quarterback. Now Cam Newton, Hoy is Brian Hoyer, Stid is Jarrett Stidham. They had been splitting the reps up, Chris, but with Jarrett Stidham's injury that's going to put him out of action for a while, Cam Newton getting more and more of the reps. Quarterbacks coach Jed Fish is on this morning, WEEI, raving about Cam Newton's work ethic and how quickly he's picking up the offense. It feels like Newton is doing what they were trying to cajole him into doing, which is stepping up and taking over.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And I mean, just by the current events of what we're hearing this weekend and things, I mean, I think you could put a nail in the old quarterback competition in there in New England. Jarrett Stidham, he hasn't played in the NFL yet. Now, this was a big offseason for him. That got cut short. Now training camp, he's dealing with a leg injury. And, of course, he's battling a guy that's super talented, motivated, been an NFL MVP, and was very close to winning a Super Bowl. So, yeah, I would think it's in the bag right now. Cam Newton's the starting quarterback. That's over with, done with. And, Mike, to echo what you're saying, that's just the number one thing I hear from there or anybody in New England. Not that they give information out, but they love the energy and just the charisma that Cam brings to the locker room and the field every day. He loves football. I mean, that shows through. We know that. And I think it's rubbing off on this Patriots team, and he's, kind of creating a little leadership niche for himself there in New England already.
And the way that everything unfolded, where he had to spend those weeks and months wondering when and if he'll have another chance in the NFL, to have that happen the way it did, to kind of get him in the right mindset, to embrace football, to love everything about it. After 9 years, the same thing every year, and you've had the injuries the past 2 years, it's very easy to become disenchanted and disillusioned and disheartened. And now it's all new. It's all fresh with a new team, a team that's got 6 banners, a team that has the pieces in place, has the coaching staff. And look, Cam Newton will never articulate this, but it doesn't take a genius to look at Tom Brady, look at Cam Newton, and say, if they did what they did with Tom Brady, my God, what could they do in New England with Cam Newton?
Well, I think that's a fair thing to ask. No doubt about that. I mean, we know Cam Newton's physical, raw ability, of course, is greater than Tom Brady. Now, Tom Brady's greatness was the fact that he's got a great arm. He's a great decision maker. He's just as clutch and cool and calm in tough situations as you've ever seen. And he could, mentally handle the gymnastics of that very complicated New England offense. And, the fact that it changes so much on a week-to-week basis. That's the greatness of Brady. Now, this is where, to me, the injury to Stidham a little bit is a blessing in disguise because of kind of like what you're saying here. It kind of ends all the distraction, the noise about this. Julian Edelman's not going to have to hear about this anymore. No, we know Brian Hoyer's not starting over Cam Newton. That's not happening. So now they're going to be able to start just formulating the team and the offense around Cam Newton with this being done. And I think that's going to make, empower the team and empower the coaches a little bit to not have to worry so much about, let's be fair to Jarrett Stidham. We're still letting these guys compete, do all that. I think now they can kind of go into, all right, Cam's our guy. We got a regular season game here in 2 or 3 weeks. Let's start, slowly doctoring up plays in an offense that fit him and can make us a better football team going here into the season. And from that aspect, I think it was a blessing in disguise for the Pats.
I still think the overriding challenge is to get Cam Newton to a point where if things are not going their way or his way on a given day, he does not throw in the towel with that demeanor, that dejection we've seen in the past, the high highs, the low lows. Tom Brady thrived on the adversity. I mean, this is the guy who erased the 28-3 third quarter deficit in Super Bowl 51. I think part of what they're trying to do is get him to realize that even a bad day while playing football is still a pretty damn good day. So keep at it. Don't give up.
That's right.
Keep pushing. And if he does that, and all it takes is one time for the dam to break. One of those days where if he feels like he did in the past where we're just getting our butts kicked today, it's not working, and he keeps plugging and it works.
Yes.
That could fix it forever.
Fix it forever. Keep plugging. Man, I didn't play good, but I'm just going to continue to be positive and be a leader and try to execute the game plan. Oh, man, here we are, the last drive of the game. Whoa, I made 2 or 3 plays. Man, it was ugly today, but I stayed in there mentally to what you're talking about. And look, we won the football game. You know, there's been a lot of games like that with Brady through the years. You know, we go through the game and, oh, man, New England doesn't have it today. And all of a sudden, the last 2 drives of the game, because Brady's Brady and he stayed mentally in it and positive, he puts 2 drives together and you go, oh, my gosh, I cannot believe they won this freaking game. They couldn't move the ball for 3.5 quarters. Then he makes 2 drives like that. You know, the stats looks kind of good after those 2 drives to where you go, oh, it wasn't that bad of a day, but they win a football game. And you're right. That's a testament to Brady, and it's a lot as, of course, the culture there in New England. It is always on to Cincinnati. It's always on to the next thing, on to the next thing. Be detailed. Let's get better. On to the next thing, on to the next thing. Let's not pout about the last thing or anything like that. And they will beat that into your brain there like no other place. And it will become part of you because it's just the way the coaches and everybody in that building acts. And I would be shocked if he kind of doesn't adopt it as well.
You've said it before. Something about walking through those doors the first time, something about understanding that you either adjust to the way they do things or you have no chance.
Right.
And, you know, I think that the belief is Cam Newton's got it in him to be molded in the way that the Patriots mold their guys. You take the physical ability, you make him into that guy with that mindset that Tom Brady had. And it's going to take a while to get him even close to the point where Tom Brady was from the standpoint of processing information, just because Brady did it for 20 years.
Sure.
But I feel like they've taken that basic lump of clay that is that tremendous talent, and they're beginning the process of making him into a guy who embraces and lives the Patriot way, and that is scary for everyone else. If that works, if they pull this off, it's going to be scary for anyone they play, because if he can play the way Brady did and have that focus and not get down and not get too up either. Just keep plugging and keep going and call the plays and listen to what they do and take the coaching and develop and grow and grow. It's you know, I saw the odds for him over the weekend for MVP. They're ridiculously long, but it was 100-1. Now it's down to 30-1. People are realizing there's a chance this is going to work, and it's going to work very well in New England for Cam Newton.
Yeah, again, I think it's an offensive line that's a little bit better than what it played last year. You know, some guys had some down years and a little injured and banged up that way. But I look at it that, you know, along with some young talent at the receiver position that you think, okay, they can contribute to the team this year. And then, of course, you know, more to what you're saying, I think, Mike, is they're going to build a way in which they attack that is going to be special around Cam Newton, and it's going to fit him. And, yeah, it's not going to be the exact Tom Brady offense. No, it will not. You know, there's going to be different aspects and a different look to this. But I think between that, you know, the way the team is built, the defense being really good and giving them lots of opportunities on offense to get the ball back and make things happen that way, I do. I think New England's got enough there to where I look at it and go, ooh, I would be shocked if they're not clicking by week 4 or 5 and we start to go, damn, Cam Newton, this offense, Josh McDaniels, they got it rolling. What a great formula. They can run it, throw it, play action pass, do whatever they want.
And then they sign Earl Thomas at some point over the next couple of weeks, and we say, man, we should have seen that coming all along. I mean, they lost Patrick Chung to opt out, even though Patrick Chung's their strong safety. They'd find a way to make it work. I mean, if they, you know, that's the thing. You can never rule the Patriots out for anyone. They signed Antonio Brown last year. It didn't work. That's not going to keep Bill Belichick from trying again. When you have the 6 Super Bowl championships, you have a big old pile of equity where you can take those chances. They took the chance with AB, didn't work. Taking the chance with Cam Newton, looks like it's going to work. And it won't shock me That's the ultimate, because there's something between the Ravens and the Patriots. They're not in the same division, but there's something there. There's some heat there. There's some heat there. And if they can harness that, whatever Earl Thomas is thinking on his way out of Baltimore, and get him in a bargain basement contract and let Baltimore pay the balance if that's what ends up happening, I'm not going to be surprised. We've been down this road so many times where we say, the Patriots aren't going to mess with that guy, and then they do, and we're like, we should have known this all along. So I'm throwing it out there for possible consideration as the preseason, there isn't a preseason, as training camp continues to go forward.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.